It emerges.
We're here just north of Sudbury, Ontario. It is freezing drizzle and it's supposed to get up to +5. There's about a foot of snow out here, so the trek-in could be pretty arduous. We've got some loaded pulks because we're going hot tenting this weekend, and the real focus of this trip is to base camp and spend a good portion of time ice fishing. We are joined by Jonathan Kelly from Lost Lakes and Xander Budnick. Weather's gonna improve for the rest of the weekend. Looking forward to the remainder, but today could be the tricky day, and if it's nasty weather, we'll see how the bush log goes and if some of the creeks and whatnot are a little open. We're going for plan B right now. Hike back a kilometer, drive up the road, try another lake. The lakes and streams here are just far too open. Broke right through right there. It's raining, we're cold, and it's just blow down city over here, and we're not gonna get through it. I mean, even if we don't get where we want to get tonight, we're camping somewhere again. So this is what they call the backcountry walk of shame. See if plan B is going to pan out for us. So we'd be a lot more sheltered there out of this big wind. That's our safest bet.
So are we camping over there? Yeah, I think so. You guys are cool.
So we made it to the lake. We're gonna camp out for the next couple nights. It's not where we wanted to go, but it's really scenic. We've got this nice little spot that we flattened out, kind of in this fen area, overlooking this really kind of cool lake of black spruce and tamarack. So we're gonna get the hot tent set up. Gotta go out in the woods, find some stakes to stake into the ground, and then we'll get that fire going. Snow is starting to come in now, so gonna get to it before the storm comes in. Setting up a canvas hot tent takes a little more effort and time compared to a quick and easy cold tent. It's great for base camping, but can be used for daily travel if you're quick and determined. Which one? So, because it's so spongy here, this might not be long enough, so we need to create some kind of platform. Should be good. Alright. Much stronger. There's a few extra steps involved, but with multiple people chipping in, the process is pretty smooth. Oh, the moment. This is the moment. This is what it's all about. Chef Xander has made quite the concoction for us.
I'd say with. I think it's without, actually. I remember from last time.
Oh man, that's so good.
Yeah. Phenomenal.
Oh, it's a spot.
So, it's just happiness.
A quick fire on outside, and then we're gonna go try our luck at doing a bit of ice fishing today. Target species is bass. So between the three of us, one of us maybe will have something, so we'll see. I'm stoked for it anyways. John's stoked, Xander stoked. It's gonna be a good day.
Having a late breakfast here this morning. Xander has cooked us up the third of the 3 steaks he made. It's great when you go on a trip with other people because there's always so much food around, so we're not gonna go hungry. Even if today, if the ice fishing is unsuccessful, we're gonna have full bellies. Man, that meat is so good.
So good.
More looking forward to food today.
It's good.
It's been a really lazy day so far, but it's been actually unreal. But we're actually gonna do something now. It's about 3 o'clock, so we're gonna go out in the lake, do some ice fishing. I've barely ever ice fished in my life. It's funny because I live on a lake, I'm on the water all the time, but I've never really put the time in to hone my skills with ice fishing. So John's gonna be teaching Xander and I a few tips and tricks today. Hopefully we'll get better under his tutelage. Ideally we wanted to go after walleye or pike, but unfortunately because we couldn't get to our initial lake that we wanted to hike into, we're not gonna access those type of fisheries on this trip. I mean, we're here on the lake. We've got some hours of daylight left. It'll be fun just chilling on the water and doing a bit of fishing, so why not? I wanna learn, it'll be fun. And then sometimes it'll get stuck, caught at the bottom, just back pull, back twist, go through. Is probably fastest to shallow. TTs, the little cheap ones, are terrible. So I just bought rod separate and use my summer reels. It was like the lightning. It happened every like 5 minutes, and then I kept my thing recording.
We now stumble across Xander in his natural habitat, attempting to fish. Look at this technique. It is astounding.
We're here fishy. The old overshoot and drag back to place. It works. Sometimes if in the summer months, if you overshoot, you'll get it caught in a branch or a tree or in the bushes or on somebody else. But here on the ice with these mini rods, there's a little risk of it. You gotta like these little micro casts with the little rod. It's all about the precision.
Oh, another miss. It looks like Xander will go home hungry tonight.
Hole number 2. It looks a little deeper out here. We've moved to a different corner of the lake. Some rocky islands around, so maybe there's a little more structure around here. I'm using a little white Mr. Twisty. I really don't know if it'll catch anything. We're all using different lures, so figure between the 3 of us, something's gonna work.
It seems all my attempts at ice fishing unravel the same way. You sit, you jig, you chill, and time passes by. At least with a group of friends, it's never a bad day on the ice, even if the fish aren't biting.
Tomorrow though, we feast. Can I hold you to that? Yes. So today's ice fishing experience went pretty much as expected.
Absolute lunker. First time ice fishing.
No fish. We didn't expect to get any fish on this lake. The locals said there'd be no fish here, but I mean, we're camped here. Might as well try it out. That was a fun day out on the ice with friends. Can't complain. I wouldn't trade that for the world. We're gonna see what tomorrow brings in terms of fishing. We're gonna head into Path Lake, which is just a little north of here. Larger lake, locals have said there's some bass on there. Gorgeous evening here, moon's up, sun is setting, brisk winter wind blowing through here. We're gonna get dinner ready. It's gonna be a great evening out here.
A sirloin roast is always a crowd pleaser on a cold, wintry day. Coated in a dry rub, seared, and then wrapped with fresh garlic and rosemary. It's baked in a reflector oven with a side of root vegetables for just over an hour. The hardest part of this meal is just waiting patiently until it cooks.
Yeah, all right.
Shallot. What a wholesome meal. It's like a Christmas feast. Yum, 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 yum.
Burn, baby, burn.
That feels cozy. It feels like home. Oh, that's hot. It's a gorgeous morning out here. It's gonna be a high of about 3 degrees today. There's just a thing with like camping in the winter. Anything above -5 tends to get kind of tricky to camp in because then you got to really manage moisture levels. But there's something to be said about a mild winter day like today. You wake up a little energized. You're not cold when you climb into your bag, and then when there's no wind, a few clouds, and everything is still and calm out here, it's just magical. Really excited to see what we can get today in terms of fish over on Path Lake. Hopefully it's a little more productive, but I'm having fun because the scenery out here is amazing and the company's good too, so can't complain so far. Even if we don't catch a fish, it'll be a great day. So we are en route to Path Lake. Bit of a nice hike, gorgeous day. We'll see if we get skunked. I'm not too hopeful, but you never know.
It's going down. It's going down, down. It's going down.
Oh no!
Got my picks. Oh, there's lots of slush. We're safe here for now. We'll keep drilling, but yeah, it's good for now. Good 6 inches.
6 inches?
For sure. Yeah, that definitely got a lot shallower. Fast. Still 6 inches, but not all great quality. Still safe, but we'll have to be vigilant about checking.
So right on Path Lake, we're in the middle of a little bay here. It's about 41 feet deep. This lake has trout and bass, so we're a little deep for bass right now. I think we're gonna try drilling some holes off on the side closer to shore, see what we can get. John's picked up some fish on his sonar there, so there are fish here, but we'll see if they're biting, and we'll move along the lake. It's a gorgeous sunny day, we have lots of time.
Line's in the water. No, we saw fish though on the radar, or on the sonar, so it's a start. It's a start. There are fish in this lake. I'm still hopeful.
So the Path Lake area here is in the transition zone between the Great Lakes St. Lawrence Forest and the Boreal Forest. It's kind of a north-south divide, but up here you start to see a transition in species composition of forests. Some of those common species you're going to see in terms of conifers in the Boreal Forest are eastern white cedars, jack pines, white and black spruce, and balsam fir. So cedars have these sort of flat, scaly needles. You smell them, it's quite aromatic. It can be used in teas, lots of medicinal purposes for these. You have a high tannin concentration. Black spruce have these tiny little spruce needles. Black spruce look really similar to white spruce, but a black spruce tree is very narrow and it tends to get a very poofy top to it. So you do get some red and white pine mixing up here, but the predominant pine you get is jack pine. Now it's a 2-needle pine, and they have these tiny little kind of hooked cones that only open up when there's a forest fire or when ground temperatures reflect and it's high enough for these cones to open up and drop seeds. So they're fire successional species. They droop down to allow for fire to rapidly spread throughout the crown, for the forest fire to move quickly through the stand, and so that these serotinous cones can open up, disperse seeds, and a new forest of jack pine trees can grow without competition. Jack pine love sandy soils, they love open sunny areas, so when a forest fire goes through, it wipes out a lot of the other competition of species, and because these cones only open in heat, they get a head start from a lot of the other species because now they have dispersed seeds throughout the landscape.
Zero fish today. Nothing. Zip. Nada. We tried a bunch of different spots, narrows, deep areas, a bunch of different bait, but that's how ice fishing goes sometimes. Sun's getting lower on the horizon. It's about 3:30, so we have about an hour and a half of light. So we're gonna head back to camp, make some dinner, and chill around the fire.
It's our final evening here. We didn't catch any fish today, unfortunately. You're really not used to this base camp style of camping where we just hang out for a couple of days, but you know what? I'm actually loving it. The weather's been fantastic. The company's been great. You gotta slow down, enjoy the things around you. As much as I like exploring, you can kind of relax, kick back, and take a break from the daily grind and just have a good time. So yeah, time and a place for a trip like this, and this was the perfect time, the perfect place. Just a magical evening here. Sun is just going down, no wind. Boys had the fire going on there, John's getting dinner on. Great day out here, can't complain. Even though we didn't catch fish, it was just fun chilling out on the ice and sharing jokes and relaxing in the sun. Wouldn't change it for the world. Great day.
Just get water boiled. And... You guys hungry?
Yeah.
Good.
John, what is for dinner?
Hot turkey gravy sandwiches with cranberry sauce and instant stuffing and instant potatoes. It's like leftover Thanksgiving dinner.
You just mix those two together?
They're both stuffing.
Oh my god.
This one's instant potatoes.
Yo, I'm drooling out my mouth right now.
Cranberry sauce.
Mmm.
How bad is it?
It does taste like Thanksgiving dinner.
Is it?
But like in a handheld form.
Mm.
It's kind of a party in my mouth, like multiple flavors at once just coming together.
Thanksgiving dinner leftovers. The theme tonight.
Good morning. It is gorgeous and cold out here today. I think it's been about the coldest day of our trip so far. Really mild temperatures for the majority of it. It's actually feeling a bit like winter, but sadly today is the day we are heading out. 4.5 days have really flown on by. It's hard to believe we've actually been camping out together for 4 nights, base camp style. So really enjoyed our time out here. Gonna pack the hot tent up, bit of a big bonfire going there to burn off the rest of the wood and stay warm on this frosty little morning.
It's great hanging out with Brad and John for the last few days. That was like well needed. So great trip overall. Oh, I take it back.
Look at the creosote on that baby. Big globs of it. I don't think I've ever seen it so globby.
Tell everyone what causes creosote.
Wet, resinous wood. Punky wood that you shouldn't have cut like I did. Yeah, it was dark and I cut some less than ideal wood, but it's still burnt. It's still burnt.
It's always strange how when it's time to pack up camp, it feels somewhat like you had just arrived, even though days have passed by. Time out here always has a way of escaping you, but the memories of the trip will always remain.
Roll and squish. Otherwise the tent's like enormous. It's already still enormous.
I learned that ice fishing is super intense and ice fishing requires patience, and until I catch a fish, I cannot really judge it.
What did you learn?
I learned that Brad Jennings will stick a camera in your face anytime he wants.
Sorry, I'm out of here. I'm not going to cause a disturbance.
If only the original plan had worked out, it would have been so sweet. But this was awesome too. We had a terrific time and it just forced us to slow down and enjoy just being together instead of like the mission, the trip.
What I really learned this trip is sometimes you don't have to push yourself super hard. You just gotta lay back, kick it, and just enjoy good company. Because it's good for the soul and you need it sometimes.
Always bittersweet to end a trip, even when you do a trip like this where you're not really exploring much and you're hanging out, having a good time. But like I said before, there's a time and a place for trips like this, and this is one of those just to hang out with friends, learn a bit from each other, and just have a good time out here. Fantastic.
This area isn't very good to fish, I can tell you that. But the company was terrific, and sometimes that's what it's all about, folks. People.
Tonight, I'm just dying in your arms tonight. Must have been something you said. I'm just dying in your arms tonight. Doo, 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 doo.